People often ask me where to buy yerba mate and recommendations, and I'd suggest going to supporting a local store or a small business if possible. However, if you're living somewhere where you can't, like I once was, and they just don't offer the yerba that you want, check out Pampa Direct. They have the largest supply of yerba mate that I've seen, and I've learned and tried so many from them before that I've never seen anywhere else. But not only yerba, they also have dulce de leche, alfajores, shirts like jerseys, games and snacks like chocolinas, which is one of my wife's favorite cookies. And I found some really great recommendations on there for beginners, such as Don Eregi, which is something I learned about by just trying different stuff there. And also some of my personal favorites, which is Pipore and Aguantadora Despalada. They have great customer service that speaks English, and in fact, they shipped me another package of yerba for free after they had mixed up one of my orders. And they always include like little, extras, like little candies and stuff, which is really nice. And they ship anywhere in the world, and they offer free shipping here in the U.S. with an order of $50 or more. That may change depending on your country. And as a sponsor of the show, they offer 10% off on your first order with the code POWER. Go to yerbamatepower.com/pampa to place an order. Again, that's yerbamatepower.com/pampa. Pampa. Pampa. Thanks. All right. Welcome to the Yerba Power Podcast. This is Gamaliel, who is my brother-in-law.
Hello, everyone. Hi for me. I'm okay. My name is Gamaliel, but all the people know me like Happy Phoenix. That's my nickname, and that's a pleasure to be here with you, Devin.
Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't have called you Gamma because not even that's not your real. I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But people know me about Happy Phoenix, and it's really weird you call me Gamma. But that's normal because you're my brother-in-law. My sister called me like that, Gamma. It's okay. It's a few people they know me like that, but all the people in the world, like I don't know.
I'm sure when people saw me with you in Bolivia, were like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Hey, and they're like, this is weird. Like, are you doing some tour guides or something here?" Yeah, but so last time we saw each other was in November when we were in Bolivia for the World Cup.
Yes.
So would you say I was good luck?
Very good luck, man. We have the third cup. I think it's good.
Yeah, the third World Cup. Yeah, third cup.
I really, really happy, and I hope. Okay, I really hope we have the fourth in USA. I'm gonna visit you because I really want to. I really want that lucky again, but I don't know.
Well, the reason I was asking because those who don't know, like I was basically the only one allowed in the room near the television. All the rest of the family had to get kicked out of the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't think your older brother watched any of the games, right? Because
yeah, exactly. In the family, we have like I don't know how to say
superstitions.
Superstition, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not superstition. It's another word.
Talisman is the okay. Yeah.
I don't know exactly the word. It's like all the people we have to...
Cabula, right? In Spanish?
Yeah, exactly. It's cabala.
It's like
Spanish.
A good luck charm is kind of, I guess, the closest English translation. Yeah.
Exactly, because you have to stay there in the place when you, for example, the team make a goal or they win and you're in that spot. You have to be in that spot.
Can't change seats, yeah.
Exactly. For example, exactly. My mother all the World Cup was in the kitchen, only listen the match,
Yeah.
It wasn't another room, but that's the superstition, like, but it's work. For us, it's work. How do you explain that? For example, my brother, I don't know how to say, my brother, more, I don't know how to say. Okay, my older brother have like a little feel sick, and he have to go to the hospital, and exactly in the match with France. And when he went to the hospital, he started to make the goals from France, and we have to start to make crazy, say, "Oh my God, we broke the superstition. How we gonna do? And when he came back to the house, and I continue watching the match, and we go again to 3-3, and we go to the penalty, and we won. And when we finish the match, my brother go to the hospital to enter the surgery. To not broke the superstition. That's the point. You don't have to move. That's the point in the family. And when you Argentina, and you have to feel good with the match, you don't have to move. That's the rule. You have to be loyalty to your.
Those that don't know, I'll tell a little bit of backstory. So we were there in around November for about 2 weeks.
Yes.
We went and visited you guys in Cochabamba, which is in the center of Bolivia. And I found a place called Tereré Shop in Bolivia. So before, those that don't know, Bolivia is not a mate country, or at least yerba mate anyways. But now it's becoming more popular. I guess, we were talking about, either immigration from Argentina or just the, commerce itself. Do you think it's growing in popularity from?
I think the both, because so many people from Argentina is still going here to Bolivia to make a new life. And there's another people from Paraguay, for example, or Uruguay. They start coming here to Bolivia and start to improve, or maybe, how to say, communicate to other people how is mate, how is your taste, and you can try. For example, I go to my trainings with my mate. For example, I do something like that, and the people here start to normalize it. They try to, they see and say, oh, this is mate, and they know about it. And so many commerce from Argentina bringing all the products from yerba mate, the people here in Bolivia start to understand, maybe this is mate from Argentina. For example, here the people drink mate, but they drink for the coca, with mate from coca or
the coca leaf.
Manzanilla. Exactly. For example, they drink that kind of mate, but for example, the Argentina mate start to gain terrain, gain more terrain from the people that start to say it's normalizing. Some people start to do it, some people say, okay, I want to try it. For example, me, I like the juice. I don't know how to say, do you have mate amargo? I don't know how to say it in English.
Bitter.
Bitter and
bitter.
Bitter. Okay. Bitter is dulce, right?
Amargo.
Amargo. Dulce?
Dulce is sweet.
Sweet. Oh, I almost forget. For example, I'm from mate, sweet. I like it so much.
Team sweet, yeah.
Team sweet.
Team dulce, yeah.
Exactly. Because the people, when you invite, they think mate is bitter. It's okay. But when I invite my mate, they say, oh, this is really really nice. What is it? I say, it's mate, but it's sweet mate. I say, oh, I didn't know it was so tasty. That's the reason I feel they gain more terrain, because of the people here expect any different about mate. When I invite my mate, they say, oh, this is sweet. And all the people start to try mate like that. And maybe in the future, they start to drink mate bitter. That's my point. I don't know. But in Bolivia, the people start to give me mate like that.
Well, yeah. And we talked about this before a little bit, but yeah, here in the U.S. as well, that's the first barrier of it's too bitter. Oh, wow. It's gross. Right. And like you said, put a little sugar, put a little, coconut flakes, or, milk even, or something, stevia, which the stevia leaf itself, you can get in Bolivia a lot easier, the leaf itself, instead of, the processed, what we have here in the U.S. But, yeah, I mean, because you're Team Dulce, it's so you put stevia in yours, right? Like the stevia leaf.
Exactly.
And anything else that you put in your mate?
For example, right now I start to put in stevia, only the green. I don't know how to say hoja.
The leaf.
Okay, only the leaf. On the leaf, stevia leaf in the mate, because I need to drink less sugar, because of my sport life, It doesn't have to allow it too much sugar, and I have to search for more alternative, like natural alternative, and that's the reason I drink like leaf stevia. But for me, introducing to the people to sweet mate is the better way to they start to like it and say, okay, it's really nice.
But you normally drink mate cocido, which those that don't know is it's more of just the brewed tea, I guess you could say, like what we think in America is regular brewed tea is kind of mate cocido, and that's what more people are more familiar with in Bolivia is more of that kind of tea, like a tea bag or
Exactly like tea bag.
And so they're not used to the infusion or whatever the yerba mate way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason I have, for example, for me, I have like a little box with all my like tea bags, but it's mate bags, and with that I can for example, share to the people this is mate, but this is in tea bags, and you can try it, and they like it so much. This is very different. They're really good for the people. They start to drink mate.
And you also drink more tereré as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. For example, when I went to my trainings, this is, for example, here is really hot right now, and we're entering summer. It's not summer. It's exactly, but all the year here is with sun and really nice weather.
Yeah. For those that don't know, but Cochabamba is called the eternal spring city, so it usually stays a pretty constant spring throughout the year. Side note, but
exactly. That's the reason. That's the point. I feel it's really ugly. It's not ugly, but it's really hard to drink mate. With warm up, so warm. And I drink tereré with for example, when I would do training, I use cold water or some juice, and start drinking like that. And the people know, it's really nice to drink tereré.
And I know this story, but I guess maybe you can share it from your personal experience, because I know you're not a matero, and my wife or your sister is the one that really got you to drink mate at all. I think preparing it for you in school when y'all were living together and stuff, right? Is that true? Is that how you got started, I guess, drinking, or did you ever drink besides without your sister?
Actually, that was my first time, because all the time I saw my sister drinking mate every time with the thermo and all the time, all the day, every time they we start drinking mate. And that time I was drinking mate in tea bags. That's my maybe, or mate cocido. But someday she went to the work and she forgot the equipment of mate. And I say, okay, I'm going to prepare, and I start to put it the yerba mate and put it the thermo. I start drinking about it. I say, oh, it was really nice. And I start to feel confidence with that, and feel like, was really, really strange, because I feel like when you go alone to see a sunset, that peace in your, what I find that kind of peace drinking that mate. When I start to drink mate, past 1 hour, 2 hour, put another water to warm up. Maybe it's like that. Put in another water, another mate, and drink another mate. And my sister came back from the work, and she said, "Oh, hey, you're drinking mate alone." And I say, "Okay, it's not so much a deal. I think I'm Argentina. Maybe I was someday." And she told me, "No, this is one of the best moments in the life. And you can, if you drink mate alone, it feel like you can be more mature, adult, or something like that." Exactly. Or those say, well, it was in the school, but I feel like that, and that time was really nice to me. I start to think about it. Okay, really nice. And right now, I grew up, and I have my mate here, and when I feel alone, maybe prepare mate, start drinking. It's really normal for me, but it's really nice, because I feel like it's your moment alone in peace to think about and everything. It's really good.
Nice words. Very nice. Well, to go back to why you, even though you do drink sugar, but you I guess you stevia leaf, and why you lower the sugar content, and because of your athletic, let's say your sports that you do, can you tell the people what kind of sport that is, and how that means to you?
Okay, I'm an athlete right now from parkour. I put in my life like not every day, but I think like full-time job because I'm
Mhm.
a parkour athlete. Practice like that. Every people who listen right now, if doesn't know what is parkour, it's born in France. It's mean like art to displacement in French,
Displacement art. Mhm.
art to displacement. In only I need to be like okay, and all the people know about it. I think all the people know about parkour. That's the name, but it's mixing like CrossFit, calisthenic, and you can go through obstacles, going up, going down, like more like doing flipping stuff or stuff like that. But the goal is indeed about the art displacement is trying to be useful and strong for the people and you. That's the phrase of the parkour. You know, you have to be strong. You have to be useful for all the people in the community and for you. All you have to be strong. Try to connect with the older human. You know, when we go to hunt for our meat, we're gonna meet that day in the caveman age, for example, and we start to lose that kind of abilities. For example, we start to use shoes or we start to use something like that, and we have like a rapid food. You know, you can order like I want a hamburger right now,
Fast food.
and you exactly, and you start it in I don't know, you be like
You lose your connection to
stationary.
your.
Exactly, it's like you are like a stationary human, and when you do parkour, you reconnect like that. You know, reconnect that kind of abilities to be more useful, to be more strong, and you can unlock all your abilities you lost in the way and the evolution of the human. You know, and that's one of the reasons I feel parkour is really good. And when I drink mate, I try to eat less sugar because I'm team sweet, okay, but I try to use like stevia or something like that to try to be more natural sugar, you know, or trying to grow, acquire sugar from fruits and different stuff. That's one of the reasons. But that's my sport I really like, and it's really, I think everything combined with mate is no problem at all. If I twin sweet, you can be like team sweet and practice athlete. I don't know, like
Yeah. So you don't. So you can still be an athlete and still, you know,
exactly.
you don't have to. Yeah. Well, I think even the U.S. though we are familiar with parkour, but I think we see it too off just commercials and Jackie Chan and stuff like that. So as far as an actual sport, you know, it's probably not as familiar in that terms, especially the way you explained it.
Yes.
And you have a gym there, so like that's even further into of just you doing this kind of to help train other people in it, you know, safely as well, right? Because let's face it, in Latin America, it's not the same as it is here in the U.S. and in Europe as far as, you know, environment.
Maybe I put it parkour more in, you know, the philosophic objective, but if you want to be more like simplify, if you see American Warrior, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's a good example, actually, the Ninja American Warrior. Mm-hmm.
American Warrior, for example, was one of the put it of the all the athletes, for example, from Boldering, some from Boldering. You know what is Boldering? Like the people.
Oh, bouldering. Yeah. Where they like it's where you climb without harness and stuff.
People climbing or athletes. Yeah, and you can see for parkour athletes like that, and that's the point of the parkour. You know, it's throwing about obstacles to reach your objective. You know, and that's one of the reasons of parkour. Okay,
one of your philosophies in life too. I know as far as, you know, overcoming obstacles and whatnot.
Exactly. That's the simplified of parkour. Coming back to the theme of my gym, that's one of the reasons I start to do it here. That it was the first gym or parkour gym of Bolivia. One of the reasons was trying to be to the people for the want to start to train like this can train in safely place, and they can learn with safely methods. For example, it's almost like the mate. For example, if you show the people like, okay, this is my opinion because I'm sweeter team, okay, but if you give the mate amargo or bitter, and you can give it a bitter mate that people say, oh, it's ugly, it's because it's too strong. And if you show to the people parkour and say, okay, parkour is flips and front flips and back flips, and the people start to say, oh my God, it's too dangerous. It's okay. For me, explaining to that kind of things in a parkour gym with mats, and you can train flips with mats, and you can train all your abilities step by step. The people feel like it's sweet. It's not so hard, and they can prove your all step by step, proving and reach their goals every time better and better. That's the reason. That's the reason I do like a parkour gym here, for the people who know about it and can train safely place. And we have children right now. We have people with 30 years, 40 years, and we have almost the last week was coming a guy. We have 50 years. 50.
A 50-year-old guy?
Yes, wow. 50-year-old guy. And they start to do like step by step with math and feel very comfortable. We have the video from that guy. And this is really inspiring, It's another perspective for the parkour. Maybe in USA, Europe, they say, oh, parkour, they do front flips. There's people so crazy, but
jumping off the buildings.
Exactly. But if you jump over this, it's not like that. It's parkour start with step by step or something philosophical. Better than
philosophical. Yeah,
exactly. More physical, more than physical.
Which you do have a very epic video of you jumping off a building in Europe, which I'll put in the show notes and tag you on Instagram for the people to find. But
thank you.
But yeah, is there anything, I know that you represented throughout Bolivia and things, or is there anything else before we go that you would like the listeners to really know about, yourself or parkour or mate or anything in general?
Okay, maybe a little anecdotic thing. When I was doing that jump in French, that jump calls manpower. Okay, the manpower, it's one of the iconic jump from parkour. If every athlete they start to do parkour want to do that kind of jump, you feel preparation, mental preparation, physical preparation, and when I was able to do that, I don't feel like very scary. I feel like comfortable and training a lot and say, okay, I feel good from here. Okay, parkour is it's not this, but I want to do it because I feel good with this. I feel prepared. And when I was able to that jump, for me was like when I do it, I feel like was released mentally, and I say, okay, some people, if I do this jump, I'm better than me from yesterday. Okay, that's the point of parkour. That's the point of that jump. That's my message for the people. Maybe it's not to jump a building. Maybe it's a decision. Maybe you have to be confident with all the preparation you have. You have to be confident with it. I feel great with God because I broke my arm 3 times. I broke my knee before to have the gym, because that's one of the reasons I do the gym, to avoid the people get injured like that. I broke everything in my body, but I trying to prepare myself to do that kind of reach, that kind of goal. And if you can do that, and don't doubt, just do it. I feel grateful with God for my healthy to do it, and I think other people have that opportunity to do it. I think maybe it's not the jumping building. Maybe it's a decision. Maybe I'm gonna get married. Do it, man. If you feel confident, do it. The preparation was do it like this. Just do it. Everything in life has choice. That's one of the points I can say here.
Very nice. No, very eloquently spoken. Well,
okay.
Gama, thank you for joining me on the podcast and for wanting and being able to do this. I think this will be very interesting for the people to not only to peek behind the curtain of, see into, our family, but also just to hear your message, and also to know that it's okay to be Team Dulce. So,
okay. Thanks you a lot. I'm so sorry if I don't have the very good English, but I'm trying to.
No, you did great. We'll put everything in show notes and everything for the people, and I'll tag you, on Instagram. You guys can check out more of what he's doing there, and YouTube, and on Instagram. Anywhere else I guess you're on TikTok too, right?
Yeah, exactly. All my
All your socials,
all my social media is like Happy Phoenix, like
Happy Phoenix. Okay.
Happy Phoenix. It's in Spanish. Happy in English, Phoenix like Phoenix in Spanish.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to
F-E-N-I-X.
put it in the same language. Yeah, exactly. And YouTube is Happy Movement. Happy Movement.
Movement. Okay.
Happy Movement.
And I'll put that all in the show notes for the people. But
for
yeah,
sure. Thank you. All the people they listen, support me, please follow. I look not only parkour, yeah, maybe I look like funny stuff. Yeah. Just subscribe.
Yeah. All right. Well, until we meet again.
Okay.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you to you, and thank you, Devin, for everything. Say bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Well, now you got to officially meet my brother-in-law, and I hope you enjoyed that episode. That was special for me, and I hope special for you guys, and take away from some of his philosophies and thoughts on life, of confidence and being better and making things appealing to other people. There's another episode that I'm going to post as well of us doing this conversation in Spanish. It's a little bit different in Spanish as far as the topics we talk about, the same idea, but it's a little bit different. So if you don't speak Spanish, FYI, there's another Spanish episode. And if you want to learn Spanish, this is my, I guess, shameless plug for my other podcast, Spanish Mentor Podcast. So I created another podcast about learning Spanish because I really enjoyed this one about yerba mate. So I'll use my other quote unquote skill that I have and to help other people. And I've also got another little Instagram channel there to, I think Spanish Speaking Mentor is my handle. I obviously don't post a whole ton there just because I'm more focused on this. But the podcast, though, I'm creating it little by little, and I've got, I think, about 4 episodes now. And I'm going to start posting, videos and stuff on YouTube as well. So anyways, little plug for learning Spanish. If that's something that's interesting for you, check that out. And see you guys again next week. Thanks.